Hello, I'm ibxtoycat and welcome back to the secret feature video. These are videos I make on my channel where I go through the secret features that were included in one of the most recent updates for Minecraft on the console, but that weren't on the official changelog. The reason these are called so-called secret features is because there's no way to find them without either, playing through the game and randomly coming across them, or watching a video like this one. And today I figured we'd talk about TE46 and more. Even though the update has been out for a solid month or so now, we still haven't found all of the features necessarily, and every now and then I find one and I'm like, oh, that must have came with the last update. And I figured, why not talk about 5 of those that I have found in the past few weeks, just so you can know about some more, features that were in the last update, but were kind of secret. So that's what I'm doing in today's video. Hopefully you all do enjoy it. Like the video if you do, because it helps out the channel and lets know you do enjoy the secret features. But with that said, let's get straight into it, and let's start with the first one here, which is one that people mentioned at first, but I didn't actually spot, or, didn't know it was actually new until somewhat recently, which is to do with sugarcane. So sugarcane, or sugar canes as it is now, basically has actually changed its texture to be dependent on the biome. So this sugarcane is roughly the sugarcane you used to know and love, and if you're anywhere near like a plains or a forest, you're going to get something like that. However, now dependent on your biome, you're going to get very differently colored sugarcane, and this was meant to happen in the 1.7 update, and for some reason didn't. Like, I really can't work out what that reason would have been, but they have now changed it so it does. So for instance, as you can see, this is a forest biome over here. My world's a bit messed up, so then there's a swamp biome over here, and you can see there's a gradual fade between this, which is the swamp texture, and the forest one. So depending on exactly which part of the biome you're in, you can see how it just slowly, comes across from, okay, we're like all the way forest, to mostly forest, to like mostly swamp, to all the way swamp, and that's a thing you can now do. It also changes in the jungle, it changes in the desert, and there's just a bunch of new sugarcane textures which might be useful to you, because again, it's really just the same block but slightly different, but it's still something I know a lot of builders do appreciate knowing about, and that is the first secret feature. The second secret feature you see has just taken effect because it is to do with beacons. They have doubled their effect length, so instead of being 8 seconds long, now they're 16 seconds long, and the reason that this is a big deal is because it means that you can actually double the time you're going, away from them before your effect goes away. So for instance, now my speed 2 beacon, if I keep running this way, again, I built this giant thing in survival, pretty happy with the whole thing. Now the speed 2 will have lost me, but not only, the length I'm actually with the beacon, which is also pretty good by itself, but it also lasts me all the way when I go past it, which means the effective range of, let's call it like a speed beacon, is, like 70 blocks, because you can go within the 50 blocks of it, and then another like 20 or 30 blocks before your effect eventually runs out. So 5 more seconds gets us all the way nicely to our enchantment room, but that's kind of nice if you ask me, a doubling of the beacon's radius, especially because the beacon is such a hard item to get, and they're kind of rewarding you getting them. But speaking of beacons, by the way, look, I've got another one over there. Isn't that nice? So yeah, that's the second secret feature from this update. The third secret feature is actually to do with enchanting, though, because as you can see right here, we've got an enchantment table, we've got 2 enchantment tables. They've actually made it so enchanting has a sound, which is a really nice update, because as of this update, it's now a lot easier to get enchantments if you so want them, and that means if you are going to be enchanting a lot, you get a nice sound go along with it. So let me show you the sound right now, because it's kind of nice. So let's place those in there and put some lapis and show the sound. Do you hear that? It's kind of cool, right? And as far as I can tell, it changes a little bit, either based on the level or just randomly, but you get some different sounds, so you get this one too. As you can see, just different sound, and they sound a little bit almost like, like Elder Scrollsy with the, the tables, and I think it's pretty nice. So one more time. As you can see, it's just like that. So we got Unbreaking there, which is a really good book. It's like, oh, I got Unbreaking like twice on there. So pretty good stuff in general. This is an amazing book. This is a pretty good book. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that, actually. Really good enchantments midway through a video just about secret features. So yeah, that's pretty happy stuff. Let's exit and save, and let's move on to my creative world to show you the fourth secret feature. So this next change is actually to do with end portals. So end portals previously could only be placed in the overworld, and there's also had a bunch of weird restrictions like that. They can be placed in the overworld. If you went to the Nether to place an end portal, it would not work. And this is the intended functionality, as I understand it. However, as of this update, now if you do happen to have one placed there, which admittedly can only happen in creative, that's why I had to switch worlds. This one will, again, this is a creative exclusive feature. But if you do happen to have an end portal in your Nether, so we're gonna place these down right now. By the way, pro tip: if you're doing this, always place towards the center, because that's how you make it work. As you can see, it actually is going to work just fine, and we can go to the end from our Nether. There's no like in between step, which I think is pretty cool. But the other cool thing about this to me is the fact that you can now place end portals in your end, and they function like the the center portal. So that means if you end up in your end and you want to go back to the real world, but you don't want to kill the dragon or you don't want to kill yourself, because they're really your own 2 options. If you're in creative, you can just build yourself a portal just like this. As you can see, 3 blocks like that going all the way around, and then you can fill it in, and that will take you back to the overworld like you beating the Ender Dragon, which means that you can essentially beat the dragon without beating the dragon, which is something you might just want. So yeah, just like that, we can go back to the overworld, and oh, look at that, we beat the dragon, except he's still alive and stuff. So again, that's something you might find some value in, because personally, I always get at least a tiny bit. Oh, that's That's really weird, like the red effect you get on that. It's kind of nice, but that's just something I've always thought was kind of weird. You couldn't have end portals in the Nether, but now you can. But again, it's creative only, so whether that affects you or not, I guess depends on how much you care about your creative game mode. But for now you do know that. Let's go through it one more time and talk about the final feature, which involves us switching from creative again, but back to battle mode, because it is exclusively for the battle minigame, and it's a pretty nice change if you ask me. Because the final secret feature in T46 that I haven't mentioned yet, and I haven't actually seen many people notice at all, is actually to do with battle minigame, and it's super frustrating sometimes if you don't spot it, because in the lobbies it actually happens too for some bizarre reason. But when you hit anyone in battle mode in general, it makes a noise, as you might be able to hear. Can you hear that? It's like a really subtle little, I don't know, like air sound, like you're hitting them. And yeah, this is a sound to let you know that you are in fact hitting them, which is actually kind of useful to test like your hit detection stuff. So like, oh, is that a hit? Oh, and I guess he's left, so there's no more person. But yeah, that's... I wonder where he went. But yeah, it's a new thing that now happens in battle mode. You now get a little bit of a, like a noise, like, you have hit someone, which again is useful. It's kind of like, the ding sound you used to get on Minecraft PC, or you did get on Minecraft PC, like, you've hit someone with an arrow, or on some servers, I should say. That's something you can get on, Minecraft the console, but with physical attacks, to let you know that you are hitting someone and that it is doing damage, just usually not very much. Anyway, with that said, hope you did all enjoy this video. I'm going to play some battle mode since we've got some people in here anyway. Like it if you liked it, because it helps out the channel a lot. Let us know you do like the secret feature videos, even if they're like a month on from the thing. Share them if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.